In the history of nations, there comes a time when the citizens pause and ask whether there is need for government, or at the very least, whether the government of the day should not be sent packing without having to wait for the electoral cycle. The people of this country are in this state. Everywhere you go, Kenyans are asking, where is government? And this is because of the kind of things that are going on in this country. The kind of things that are going on in this country can only go on where there is no government, or if there's a government that does not care at all. And therefore, time has come when the citizens of this country must be asking whether indeed there is need for government, or whether we should not send the government packing through an impeachment. But before we look at whether that is really the thing to do, allow me to read from the Holy Bible. I do this with the due respect to all the non-Christian viewers and followers. I read from the book of Luke, chapter 11, verse 11. And I do so from King James Bible. If a son shall ask bread of any of you that is a father, will you give him a stone? Or if he ask a fish, will he for a fish give him a serpent or a snake? These are the kind of questions Kenyans are asking government. Which father, unless they are in Korea, will give their children a snake instead of fish? Kenyans are asking, which government will allow importers to give them plastic fish? Which government will allow its citizens to eat fish fed on chemicals that will be coming from flower farms in Naivasha, for example? Which government, instead of giving its children rice, will give them plastic rice? Kenyans are asking. Which father shall, instead of giving his children sugar, give them something that looks like sugar, laced with mercury, copper, lead, and other assorted metals? Which government? And which government would give its citizens or allow foreigners and other crooks to bring into the country contraband drugs, medicine that may not just be contraband but counterfeit, playing with people's lives? Which government would do that? And if that's not enough, the people of this country are asking, in which country would the kind of ministers we are having continue being in office? Ministers under whose watch billions of Kenya shillings have been lost. Billions of public funds have been looted. Ministries such as those of energy, Kenya Power, Pipeline, the Minister of Interior, with many questions to answer, talking about the porous borders. People are asking, what are these cabinet secretaries, such as those in charge of agriculture, are doing in cabinet? Such as those who have presided over the loot at NYS. What are these cabinet secretaries doing around the president? In which country will they be working? In America? In Europe, where we all die to go? In China, the people who have stolen billions would have been executed. They would have been killed. They would be dead by now. So people are asking, why would all these crooks still shine around with their looted money? Why would they be allowed to do that? People are also asking, Why would a government allow barons like sugar barons to import sugar, flood the market with sugar, kill local businesses who deal in the same commodity but haven't imported it duty-free? Which government will allow millions of its citizens to be rendered paupers, can't take their children to school, watch their loved ones die because they can't afford medicine, just because sugar barons have been allowed to kill an entire industry? Which government will allow its farmers in the North Rift to suffer because some people must import maize into the country? And therefore, people are asking whether it's not time for us to have a conversation around this government. But because many people love their government and they love their president, I wish on behalf of these people to remind the president, please do not betray this love that people have for the country, for the government, and for you as a person. Do something about runaway corruption. And while at it, identify major thieves, major corruptions. Go for the elephants and stop chasing rabbits and antelopes in the name of some governors and so on and so forth. Let's get people who are bringing the economy to its knees, deal with them, but you must also begin somewhere. This is a place you begin so that you convince the common man in this country that indeed you are serious about the fight about corruption, against corruption. That's not PR. You will convince the people of this country of your seriousness in the fight against corruption if you move with speed against public servants, cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, heads of prostatal, people under whose watch there's so much mess, there's so much theft. At this rate, Mr. President, there will be no country left. Everything would have been looted. I believe you don't want to leave this country bankrupt. I'm sure you love this country. And the people who love you are asking you, Mr. President, what is so difficult with dealing with this cabinet, with the public servants who have actually allowed theft even before you go into lifestyle audit? The people of this country can show you the thieves. They can show you all these billionaires who maybe just the other day were paupers. People will tell you these people who are constructing building after building when other Kenyans have no money are thieves. And there's only one place you can steal, Mr. President, in this country. You can only steal from government. So people know the thieves. You know the thieves. When Obama was in this country, he said as much. He said, you thief, when you drive around in that big vehicle, don't think Kenyans are stupid. They know you've stolen the money to buy that big vehicle. So, Mr. President, identify these thieves, round them up. Those you take to jail, take to jail. But first sack those who are working for you, who are spoiling the good name of your government.